What y'all talking about? OU?
Man, just talking about a little bit about OU. I was telling them some things that, me and you was talking about, man, about bringing some camps and getting the kids in Oklahoma some more national exposure.
No doubt, especially around that Tulsa area, man. So many top high schools that's around that Tulsa area. This is crazy. And right outside Tulsa, like Bixby, man, they won 56 games in a row, man. They got to have some type of talent.
Yeah, so we're gonna be up there, man, in February. Right now, we're putting together a deal. Jason, you're welcome to come out. If all you guys welcome to come out, man. We're gonna try to get some of this talent national wide. We're gonna have 24/7 sports there. We're trying to do some different things, man, to help the kids in different areas, man. Of course, a lot of people know I'm tied to the U.S. Army All-American Bowl.
Right.
Got ties there too. So, man, it's just, getting kids out, that normally don't get a chance. But we want to maximize the talent, around the talent pool around there and the state of Oklahoma, man. So we're coming to Oklahoma. We're going to do some different things in Oklahoma, man, to try to put some of these kids definitely on the map.
Yeah, no doubt. There's tons of talent around Tulsa for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a ton. And then the thing about it is too, everybody knows the top talent, man. But you got a bunch of different colleges in the country that some of these kids could go to, and then they don't get a chance to get connected with the Southern Elite. What we do, man, we do the little mini camps, but then at the end of at the middle of the year, we have a big camp where there's over 75 schools. We had Colorado, we had USC, we had Mississippi State, Ole Miss. We got your HBCUs, we got some of your top junior colleges, we got NIA schools. So there's a mixture of colleges that come to our end of the year camp, which is in June. But we do the sub camps to find those kids, say, hey, look, you can come here, and then there's somebody for you, to actually, look at your kid, look at the talent that your kid have. And I had one parent last year just broke down in tears because she had did everything that she possibly could do. Her son came to our camp in June, and he picked up 2 offers, and she didn't know how she was going to pay for it because she was a high middle class, mother that her son wasn't going to qualify for anything. But he picked up an NIA scholarship, and kids in college right now playing ball, man. So that's what it's all about. It's not about all the big time guys.
There he is.
There he is. Okay.
Are we working with grease now?
Look like we're cooking a little bit.
We can see that big smile, man. Can you hear us this time?
Now I can hear everybody now.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, man. Welcome back to the show, man. And we've got another guest on with us as well, Coach Smook from Alabama. He's got a great show, the Coach Smook Show, man. They have a fantastic show. I love going in there and watching them every morning. But, this week is a little different because, it's OU and Bama week. But what do you think about the big game coming up, Mr. Dupree?
Well, I think right now, the position we first of all, we had the toughest schedule in the whole United States. And, the first year being in the SEC, I knew it was going to be a little bit tough. We got some bumps and bruises, but we got to take the bumps and bruises the first year. So next year, I think it's going to be a little bit better. But this game is going to be, I don't know, Bama look pretty good. We can get some people back on the field that's healthy. And make the offense work a little bit better. I think we're going to be all right. I think we're going to be able to hang, though.
Well, I think defensively is what you felt like. If you're in Oklahoma, you've been watching Oklahoma all year. You know that they've been really good on the defensive side of the ball, but they haven't put up any points. And I think when it comes to this Alabama team, they're going to put up points. That's the problem.
They're going to put up points. Yes, indeed.
If you're going to play with these guys, you're going to have to find a way to get it done on the offensive side. This is kind of what I was talking about with Coach Sean and those guys the other day. But yeah, the people in the chat are asking if you can still play, because we know you still got eligibility left.
Hey, bro, the way they paying these kids now, man, I might have to go start. Hey, I might have to pull a Mike Tyson and come back one more year.
What them knees gonna be feeling like, Mr. Dupree? What them knees gonna be like?
we still jogging. Marcus saw me take our little jog the other day before we went to the funeral. So I don't know if I still got the speed to go the distance, but I can do 5 yards in a cloud of dust.
Student body left, student body right. At the 2-yard line, I got you, coach. I'm gonna call it down for you. I got you.
Put me in, coach. Put me in.
Coach me, put me in. That's right.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. We have Sooner in Texas says, Mr. Dupree, are you still in touch with Coach Switzer, and how's that relationship?
Oh, shoot, man.
Mark, you want to tell him, or should I tell him?
You can tell him, but you can tell him.
Hey, I talk to Coach Switzer just about every other day. We're in business together. We're doing some things in Mississippi and Seminole, Oklahoma that's going to be big. But yeah, me and Coach Switzer been friends over when he was at the Cowboys.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. And it's been good. I know that you've kind of, it seems like your relationship with Oklahoma has kind of gotten back over the last few years. That it seems like you've been coming back around a little more often, and we've seen more of you and stuff like that. So that's a good thing. I think that I'm blown away by sitting here talking to you, by the way. I know a lot of people feel that way about you there too.
Well, it's been, I've been coming back and forth there, I guess, since the 30 for 30 came out, 14 years ago?
Yeah.
And people, kind of saw what went on and kind of what me and Coach Switzer had going on back then, but he apologized, and hey, that's all I can accept. But man, they apologize and we move on with life, and we make things happen, which we're doing right now.
That's good, man. That's good, man. That's good. Good stuff. So, yeah, we're not making any crazy. Hey, look, guys, I know you guys are tuning in here. All you Bama fans want us to come in here and say some crazy shit like we're gonna blow y'all out. It's not this show, fellas. It's not this show.
Correct,
hey,
man.
Hold up, I got you, Jason. Hey, AAA. Chill, y'all. Bama Nation, chill. We got all week. We're gonna let this thing simmer because I've been cooking. Jason, now I cooked it before. I started cooking it. I started putting the ingredients in the pot before the season kicked off, so nobody could be like, "You waited." But it's a nice video out there. Hey, you know what, Mr. Dupree, the rest of the panel, if y'all go check that video out for me, I think y'all enjoy it too. But it was
where we go? Video. Where we check it out at?
Man, listen, on my YouTube channel at Coach Smooth. Jason, you don't mind do it? You don't mind?
No, of course not. Of course not.
I got my own channel, man, at Coach Smook on YouTube, man, and I did a video. Me and my brother, we've been going at it since the off season. Actually, we were more so teammates in the off season, going at everybody else. But right before the season kicked off, I had to create some heat between us because we was too friendly. Y'all come to the SEC, nah, bro. I'm top dog. You know what I'm saying? I gotta set precedence. So I had to go ahead and call him out a little bit. Told him them boys gonna be 6-6. He ain't want to believe it though. This is before snap, and look at where we at now. So it's gonna be a good week, man. Interacting with all the Oklahoma content creators and the fan base in general, man.
I think we
no doubt.
Marcus, we had you lost there for a second.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, it's still frozen for whatever reason, but
I'm frozen.
Yeah, you're frozen, man. You're not moving. But
good on my end.
Yeah, so there you go with your 6-6 talking, and you didn't really see how it kind of went down, but it's all right. It's all right. We'll
bro, that ain't even accurate. 6-6 ain't even accurate. We're gonna be 5-7.
See, I gave y'all 7 and 5, 6 and 6, and I have, and see, if we could, Jason, I would love to continue the conversation, man, because Marcus said some things. Y'all's defense has been the catalyst of the amount of success that y'all have had. Right. And that's been a defense that I said needed another year to develop the depth, because that's where the problems is. No depth. The depth development hasn't been there yet. You see them starting to develop now. You're in the second half of the season. There's no more true freshman tag. There's no more red shirt freshman tag. No more brand new starter tag, unless you're the quarterback. This your second or third start. But I think this team is going to, like I said before the season started, year 2, year 3 is when we're going to see Brett Venables' roster really be who he's recruited, and his schematics, once they get I think your offensive coordinator is up for question right now. I don't like how they're putting either quarterback in position.
Well, they've already fired one of them, and the other one's on his way out behind him. And the other part I would think would be the fact that you had your top 5 receivers went down very early on. We haven't had them most of the year. Had some issues with your offensive line as well. But I think as much as anything to us, it's just been a fact of, man, there wasn't a good game plan. Because when you go from top 5 in the country scoring and scoring offense and
that hurts.
And now you're in your hundreds. You know, all you had to do was be even kind of okay with this defense, and I think you're still in the mix. But you know, that's.
Coach Smoo, let me ask you this right here: you take away the injuries and not making excuses or anything like that. For OU, but you take away our injuries and you take away just some unfortunate things that has happened to us. And I know every club has the same thing going on, but when you have 5 starters out on offense and they're your receivers, how much would that have affected Alabama if that had happened to them this year?
Tremendously. You look at the growth that we wanted to see from Jalen Miro, that would have affected that part of it. And that would have pushed us into a situation where we're probably playing Ty Simpson or Dylan Lonergan. Like you guys had to go with your backup quarterback at the time. What's the kid's name? Hawkins, right? Michael Hawkins. Yeah. So it was similar situations. You had 2 quarterbacks who could have been QB1 coming into the fall. One separated enough in the early part of the fall to make, solidify himself. But then only difference I would say is I don't think you all had a quarterback with the capabilities enough, regardless of if y'all were healthy or not. Like and Jason, you're here with me. I never was fully confident in Jackson Arnold coming into this season. I felt like this would be his rough patch season. He would hit that slump. He would get a lot of lessons be learned early in the season, and then he would pick up at the end of the season. That was just my evaluation of him. But that was losing those receivers, man. All of your explosive options on offense was definitely an intricate part. But to me, that goes to show the Oklahoma fan base what I was saying before. In the SEC, depth is the main thing that separates you in this league. If you don't have a second string and a third string guy that could come in and give you first group quality production, you're not going to last long. You'll make it through the first 5 to 6 weeks, maybe 2 or 3 first conference games. But once them injuries start stacking up and them that time over, the season starts, them bumps and bruises start to build up. It affects your team, and that's what Oklahoma's experiencing right now.
Well, and I think whenever 5 guys out of the receiver room, your top 5 dudes, that's different than losing one receiver, a couple receivers, whatever. You're losing 5. Bringing in, it's one thing for a freshman. Not everybody's Ryan Williams. We understand that, but I also think that you can have freshmen come in and make an impact when they don't have to be that guy. When they don't come in being expected to be that guy. Part. When you've got nothing but freshmen that are coming in, or redshirt freshmen even, or the first time really getting an opportunity to play, and all of a sudden you got to step into a starring role.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough, man.
Well, you had AP, you had Marcus that came in as a freshman, but you just don't have guys like that walking through the doors every day.
Right.
Dupree, your freshman.
College sports fans, Sooner fans, Hall of Fame college football, and fanatics. Again, team up. Hey, we love teaming up with the largest college and professional team store with over 500 college teams. Whoever you root for, make sure you get their apparel at the best prices. hufmedia.us/fanatics. It's our officially licensed team apparel store with our partners, Fanatics, the largest team apparel retailer in the world. Whether it's hoodies, t-shirts, caps, skull caps to keep the cold off your ears, you'll get today's best deal when you shop hofmedia.us/fanatics. Again, that's hofmedia.us/fanatics. Today's best deal on the hottest new gear. Check out our partner store today.
I think 4.
4 games, yeah.
4 games before he took the helm. You see what I'm saying?
So
So
what was it
you
like?
know,
But what was it
I
like?
mean, I played a lot, and then
yeah.
Coach Switzer said, "We finna just hand you the ball and let's go." I said, "Hey, let's go."
Yeah.
We don't
Yes,
right now. We don't have one of those, cuz. I mean, we got some good backs now, freshman backs, but it's just we don't have nobody we could put the team on the shoulders as a freshman and roll with it. You know,
there hasn't been another guy like Marcus Dupree at Oklahoma since Marcus Dupree. The closest would be like AD.
Yeah, AD. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
but come on, man, as a freshman, as a true freshman, to come in and do what this guy has done. Wow.
But what I'm saying is, you know, when Coach Smoot was talking about your twos got to be as good as your ones. There's a reason why that one is a one, two is a two, three is a three. It's not because I'm not gonna say they're not as good. Some of them might not be developed there yet. You see what I'm saying? So when you have a kid that's a one, he's a one for a reason.
Listen,
you're lucky if you have a 1A. If you have a 1A, then you good.
That's what you see in the SEC across the top.
Yeah, you got to have a 1A.
1A, 1B, every major position. Wide receiver, running back. On a lot of the rosters, you got 1A, 1B with the quarterbacks. You just saw so many injuries in the first 2-3 weeks of the SEC with the quarterback position. You was like, man, you ain't know who was starting week 4, week 5. You know, it got that bad, but you're absolutely right, man.
Yeah, right. Another one of those comments that says, "Holy crap, it's Marcus Dupree."
Hey, Jason, highlight that comment from Neilio up earlier.
Peterson was pretty damn close. Is that the one?
No, it was he said something about my son and Marcus and Mr. Dupree right here. I got a comment on that.
Okay. Let's see. Neilio. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, it starts off with basically he said he's asking me if my son, he called him the heat-seeking missile, would take out Marcus Dupree.
Oh, I see it at 10:43, Jason. 10:43, Jason. It's at 10:43.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Hey, here's what I'm gonna say. I don't know if it'll happen because Dupree was a bad boy, but my son is crazy enough to try.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say.
Tell his son. I still got people walk up to me right now and say, "Man, I'm still hurting from the last time you ran over me."
Hey, I'm not saying he's gonna do it, but he'll probably try.
Mike crazy enough to try it. Now he'll give it an old try now. That's for sure, man. Hey, it is what it is, bro.
He gonna remember it too.
My guys I played in Mississippi, they were hungry. We won as a 2A school. In 2 years, we had 13 guys signed D1 off my high school. That's how good we were. At 2A high school, we whooped 5A, 4A, 6A. Anybody who stepped on the field with us, we whooped them.
Oh, yeah. Like, that was bad boys, man. That was bad boys.
Hold on. I'm about to text my pops while I'm playing. For real, because so I come from a diehard Bama family. I didn't know any other team outside of Alabama for the first 6 years of my life. I didn't even know difference between NFL, college. Like, I just thought Alabama football was football. So when my dad started talking about different players and running backs and quarterbacks and wide receivers when we watching football, Marcus Dupree was a name. I'm like, Oklahoma during the 90s was hot, so I'm
in the 80s, in the 80s, come on. In the 80s and the 70s and the 90s. I mean, but Marcus Dupree is one of those guys. And I mean, if you go back and you look at that 30 for 30, and it was the best that I hated it that they called it this, but it was the best it never was, because what we saw of him as a freshman, everybody was like, this is the next great Oklahoma running back. I mean,
Marcus, are you working on another 30 for 30 on that?
No, we just did like a little anniversary, but we're working on a movie right now.
Okay, working on the movie.
Wow. Hey, so let me ask this: in today's NIL era, what does Marcus Dupree get paid a year?
Man.
What does he get paid a year? That's what I
Let me answer that, Duke. Let me answer that. I'm your agent. Hold up. Let me be your agent. Let me be your agent.
Yeah,
Hey, look, at a minimum 1.5 mil.
1.5.
And some oil well. Southern Miss offered me $250,000 a year. That was a Southern Miss.
Hey, 1.5. We'll start at 1.5.
That's where we starting at, boss. I mean, I'm looking at Justice Terry getting these and the boy out of
I
the
think
LSU
that's
commit,
too low, Marcus.
10.8 for
Hey,
4 years.
I say, look, we start the beating. We start the beating at 1.5.
Hey, guys, it's funny you guys say that because my mom was talking NIL back in 1982. She came to the Oklahoma State game, and they had T-shirts. The whole stadium had T-shirts on that said "Run, Marcus, Run." So after the game, I come out of the locker room, and my mama said, "Are they paying you for them darn shirts up there that all these people got on?" I said, "No, ma'am." She said, "Oh, we got to talk to Coach Switzer before I leave here today." So that started NIL back then.
Bro, if Marcus, here's why I see too low. If they're negotiating that defensive end from South Carolina, I saw him at 1.5.
Okay, well,
you know what I mean?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Yeah.
He got to be.
We'll go up. We'll go 2.5. This shit.
3.5 started. That's what we yearly. You want me for 2 years? At least we're gonna give you 2 years to get us on the field, but it's gonna cost you 2.5 per year.
Per year. I got you, bro. I'm with it. I'm with it. Yeah,
that's
I mean, wild. I didn't know they started him out with that, man.
Yeah, they put it. There's an article. It's like 1.5 or $1 million, and that's a freshman DN.
Damn,
not a generational.
Well, you got to think about it now. Michigan trying to break the bank up there with that quarterback, bro.
10.8 mil for 4 years, but that's the thing. They're changing. You see how it's just gradually just becoming pro league, man.
They want a 4-year deal, bro. They want a 4-year deal.
So let me ask you guys, what do you guys really think about that? I mean, why would a kid want to go to the NFL? He getting paid that much in college. He has no ambition to even go to the NFL.
That's why I think college football the viewership is gonna grow because you're keeping the best athletes in college for at least 3 to 4 years. So you take Dylan Gabriel. Take Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel could have went and been a free agent or a 7 or 6 round draft pick, but he went to Oregon to better himself, to get better on the field, and to put some money in his pocket.
That man gonna make 1.6 million this year total for all his NIL value and everything Oregon brings.
Let's say you're a quarterback, and do you want to sign a 4-year deal in college? Are you possibly shorting yourself some money if you ball and bet on yourself? You know what I mean? Is it effective to do a 4-year deal or do 1-year deals or take that money up front and maybe not make as much? That's why I look at it. And those are the questions I ask about them.
It would be a family. It would be a family deal, man. You know, you would have to sit down with everybody that's close to you and look at it. You know, some kids are going to bet on themselves. Some kids going to take.
Like LeBron.
They're going to take the money
year to year. I'm like LeBron. I'm doing year contracts.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yep.
If you're that guy, you that guy. I'm with you. I'm year to year.
There's a statistic that I think there only 3% of your collegiate athletes are actually going to go to the next level, the professional level. And in college football, I think it's 2%. For NFL is actually going to play at the next level. And a lot of these guys now the percentage has changed. Now it's shifted to where a higher percentage aren't even coming out of your Power 5 schools. So it is the best thing for a lot of these athletes. You think about that. That's a percentage, man, that you're not seeing.
While you can, hell yeah.
You got to get it while you can. So if I'm not a top 300 recruit and somebody's paying me $150K to come and play football for their school this year, then I go create value, and then the next year I'm getting $350K to come and play there. I'm gonna take that because I'm right now. My trajectory don't say I'm gonna go into the draft in the top 4 rounds and be guaranteed to a second contract.
What Ben G got to realize too is there's ways out of these contracts. So just like if my man signs for 4 years, $10.8 million, and he ain't performing, there's ways they can get out of that.
Yeah, they
You know what I
gonna
mean?
let him go.
So you got. It's
He got
not
to be
like
on
when he signed that
scholarship.
4-year deal. You know what I mean? It's not like he getting all that. So you got to realize.
Let me ask you
You
this.
have to be on
Big
scholarship to get that NIL. And so if the school says, I don't want you on scholarship no more because you're not doing good for us, you don't get that NIL.
But there's clauses and deliverables that you got in those contracts, and
Yep.
you know, if you ain't meeting that, or maybe there's some pay to play, or you got to put up this kind of numbers or something in the contract that we don't know about. There's ways that they write in there they can get out from under that.
Well, let me ask all you guys something. Is college football the minor league? Like minor league baseball, they got a minor league, and kids is college football the minor leagues to the NFL?
No doubt.
It's more the minor leagues than the UFL or whatever it is now. I'm gonna tell you that.
No doubt.
No doubt. It's always been the minor league. Just think about it.
But I'm just but now you have the pay to go with it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. There's no doubt.
Legal pay to go with it.
Legal pay to go with it.
Let's not sit here and act like that people weren't getting paid before.
No doubt about that. We all know that, but it's on top of the table now.
Yeah. The envelopes they don't even put the envelopes in the jacket no more. They walking up with it in their hands. They walking into the room with it in their hands. All right, youngin, here you go. I remember, so a lot of y'all probably don't know, Earl Alexander was probably like one of the biggest prospects during my time coming through high school. And when Coach Saban came to Alabama in 2007, Earl was like one of the top recruits in Alabama. When he came back from his Saban Alabama visit, right before he left to go in the spring, the love that he was getting, and Earl didn't go to college and do nothing at the collegiate level. One catch against LSU was the only thing I remember seeing him actually have on film, like on live. So, but what he was getting privy to, I already knew what time it was, man. These kids, they've been making money.
Remember, Coach Smoot, do you remember the deal that happened with what's his name? Natron Memes, was his name?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, his high school coach and I were teammates in college. So, and I've been in the recruiting world for a long time. So I'm just gonna say this. Bama has been at the forefront of making sure kids taken care of, and we can talk about it now because it's all in the past.
It's been there though.
Hey, Marcus, I was going to Alabama in the 8th grade and going up in the tower with Bear Bryant, and they was making sure I was good then.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Bama is the originator of this, in
the South. Let's get it right.
In the South. But what I'm saying is this right here, bro. It's so much parity now. Alabama wasn't scared to do what they were doing. You had some schools were just gonna stay on the right side of right, and they had the money to do it. They just didn't do it. And you think about if this whole thing, when the Pony Express was coming through, what if that was legal? What would SMU be right now?
Oh, I got a story about that too.
Come on, bring it on. We want to hear
it. So it was like around Christmas, and so I go home, got out of practice, go home. My mom said you need to go meet the SMU coach at the airport. So I pick up Fred's brother, Cleveland, Fred McAfee's brother, Cleveland. So we ride over to the airport. Ron Meyer get off the plane. So how you doing, Marcus? I said, I'm good, coach. How you doing? Boom, boom, boom. He gets off the plane. He put $5,000 in my hand, said there's more to come if you come to SMU. And he got back on the plane and left. And I said, oh boy, what a great position.
Hey, like I say, man, they was doing it then, man. I got a couple kids that's in the NFL, and Bama shows up at 6:00. Day before signing day with one of the kids, $250,000 in the bag. That was back in the day. You know what I'm saying? This kid didn't go. He didn't take the money. He went another route, but he's making way more than that now in the NFL. So, don't get me wrong, man. Mississippi State and Ole Miss, they having their little they had their little battles with the bag man in Mississippi. I don't know if y'all seen that on YouTube. about the Leo Lewis thing.
Yeah.
But it's crazy, man. And the kids should have been getting some kind of stipend all along, because you look at the overall picture, the money that the universities are making, most of it comes off athletics. So
No doubt. No doubt.
I'm glad we're here today. But I'm gonna say this, guys. Although I got a kid playing, there need to be some guardrails set up.
Oh my God!
It's got to be,
because you got to have some guardrails set up, man. Because kid in college got more. They got more leeway than the NFL guys. They can go from college to college to college, tap a contract. So the NCAA, in my opinion, you need to go over there and talk to the NFL and get and adopt some of those contracts and bring it to college.
Can I speak on that?
They're gonna have to sit down with the NFL and say, I'm the baby brother.
Yes.
Big bro, show me the way.
Exactly.
They're gonna have to do that.
They got to.
Hey, let me get Coach Smook to answer that question real quick. Go ahead, Coach Smook.
Talking about the super chat.
No. What you said you wanted to chime in.
I want to interject on that the structure. So if we're allowing players to be paid, the whole concept behind Coach Saban NIL, and I'm only speaking on what I know because I've sat through that whole NIL structure briefing of how we can create value for your son if they sign here, when Coach Saban started implementing it when it got approved. So that's the type of structure that needs to be in place. You need to have resources available, financial advisors, all of these things. Create more jobs for the up and coming managers and agents and all of this stuff that's going to be able to guide some of these kids that's guiding them through their process during recruiting anyways. Now you might as well allow them to get incorporated. If we're going to prep these guys for the business of the NFL, of the football league at the next level, let's structure it all the way around for these young men, because at this point of the juncture of NIL, it's tainted. You're not allowing guys to really create value for themselves because they can get somewhere, have an injury after getting paid $200K, and now they're behind the power curve. And now what they can do on the field is not being produced because mentally they think they have to produce something that they're physically not able to produce at this point. But they got the money, so now they're going to go somewhere else and take their chances. And that's going to take away all the validity of the game. That's going to take away all the structure, just the passion that we enjoy for the game. You still holding on to it in the NFL because you have some type of structure, collectives, player associations, all it is. There needs to be something pushed down to the next level. Coach,
it's funny you say that. I've been working with some guys out of Washington that played at Washington, and we're trying to put together like a retired ex-college player association, just like the pros have the player association that I'm a part of. So we're trying to put together something like that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
The thing about it is too, you got two people. We pretty much need like our own commissioner, not the guy that we got in right now. The big 40 thing. We need Nick and we need Matt Brown.
Yep.
Come on, talk to me now.
You
get Nick Saban and Matt Brown.
Gene Chizik. I'd even throw Gene Chizik in there. If you
you could throw them. You could throw those three guys that I feel like that will come up with a marriage that could set the guardrails to make sure we, some of this freelancing is brought. Is say, you got to stay right here. Even with the coaches, we was hollering years ago where the coaches can go, the coaches can leave, but then there's buyouts, there's different things. Okay, so you want my tackle? You want my tackle? We pay him so and so. You buy me out.
That's right. I think you have to get there, right?
Let me. So here's
you got a super chat, Jason. I think.
Yeah, let's go to this super chat real quick from Coach Rick. Thank you, Coach Ricks, for this. You guys are correct. Stimulations for my daughter is once she hits the stipulations, is what he's saying for my daughters. Once she hits certain guidelines, she gets her money. Then we get to sit down and renegotiate with other guidelines. Yeah, I think that.
I think. Yeah.
I mean, in the pros, we call that in the pro contract, we call that incentives. That's where guys, you see a lot of guys with big incentives in their contract, and that makes the contract bigger. So they should do the same thing with the college kids. When you hit this level, when you hit this percentage, you get this bonus. When you hit this percentage, you get this bonus. So I think that's the way it needs to be structured, something like that.
Well,
Yeah, so Ben G,
GPA and all of
you
that
damn near
included.
took the words out of my mouth. And to me, I think it's funny that all these big time SEC schools and all that stuff that was giving money and doing it under the table, now that it's legal and everybody's doing it, now they're the first ones to say, "Oh, we got to have restrictions on it."
Ain't no doubt.
It's ruining the
Yes,
thing,
sir.
bro.
Yes,
Not.
sir.
It is not our fault. It is not our fault. NIL was passed, right? And under the guidelines of like, hey, name, image, and likeness, you can do commercials, you get you a car, and and then programs took it from a collective NIL and started paying that way. And you know what, man? Like, if you guys want to put restrictions on it, I mean, go ahead, but I ain't mad at none of it, man. Let these cats.
No. I'm not mad at it.
I didn't make a dime. You know what I mean?
Right. I didn't make a dime. I didn't make a dime. I had a quarterback. I had a quarterback, Steve McNair, that made a lot of money, but we didn't. Some of us didn't make a dime no more than going to the store, and because you played football, they gave you a free lunch plate, man. That kind of thing, man. But what I'm saying is this right here, Mike. Let me kind of reiterate on what I was saying. Is I would love to be able to say, as a university, it's not restricting the player, it's restricting the tampering. I want the player to get paid. I want to be able to restrict the tampering. You understand what I'm saying? That's the only difference that I'm saying. Hey, go make
I'm
your
not
money.
mad at that.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I ain't mad at that.
Well, I think it should be some kind of guideline. In high school, your son just can't pick up and go to another high school just because he want to go.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think it ought to be some guideline. I'm not telling the kid to sit out. He has to sit out. I don't know the answer, but I know if you have a wild, wild west, things can go wrong without rules and regulations. And we don't have a lot of rules. And I'm not saying, just throw a bunch of rules on these kids, but we got to have guardrails where people don't go over the cliff with this shit.
Right.
I mean, what's over the cliff though? What's over the cliff?
What's over the cliff is I can play here this year, get money. I can play here next year, get money. I can play. So is that fair to that university? They're going to pay you.
I mean, so I'm being a little competitive.
No, I mean, you're a number one guy. I'm not talking about the kid that needs to. I'm not talking about the kid that needs to level up. What I mean, perfect example, Poppy Williams, number 5 at Pitt. He played for me on my 7-on-17. He went to a D2, FCS, San Jose State. He's at Pitt. He leveled up every time he went somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not talking about a kid that's playing at Tennessee, starting at Tennessee, and he goes to Alabama for more money, and then the next year he goes to USC for more money. You can't do that in the NFL, bro.
I don't have a problem with that though. Yeah,
I do. You can't even do it in the NFL. So why in the hell would we allow somebody to do it in college?
Exactly. I got a problem.
That's crazy.
Those are the guardrails that need to be in place.
They need to be in place, man. In other words, you're saying the hell with no rules. We don't want no rules.
So you're saying the guardrails that get placed by the NCAA that have been making billions off the backs of these cats, and now all of a sudden,
I get that. I'm with that, but you still got to have guardrails.
You still got to have You still got to have guardrails.
You can't just be lawless, bro. You can't be that.
Lawless. I'm not saying
lawless. Well, if you're not being lawless, you got to have guardrails.
Yep.
But what is lawless about a kid going to a school for 1 year, fulfilling his obligation, entering free agency? Like, I don't see the problem with that.
Well, hold up. So the problem that I see with the problem that I see with that is not a problem with him going from school to school. He can do that all he wants to, but you got to be able to give the university, say, we want to lock you in for 2 years. We want to lock you in for 1 year. We want to lock you in for 3 years. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's a guardrail.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to be.
But
you got to be there for
it's
2
not.
years.
Is it a rule though? How about the school just take some initiative and sign him for 2 to 3 years instead of making it a law or a bylaw? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm cool with that, but I just know that's not going to happen though, bro.
Wait, why isn't it going to happen?
I think it should be enforced as a rule, though. I think that's one thing that should be enforced as a rule. If you're, and that should be the max. I mean, you don't take anything else away from NIL. If you just get these guys and say, hey, if you're going to go to Alabama, you can't leave after your freshman year. You got to stay at least 2 years in order for you to receive a full payout. You're going to get
a contract.
That's exactly what it is.
That's a contract.
That's what they made it. So,
and that's guardrail. It's just like some jobs you can take. My brother took a job and he had to stay there for 2 years, or they got their bonus back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing, though.
That's a guardrail.
The contract would be the only way that works, though. That's what I would say, is because here's the deal. Right now, we know for sure that every year at the end of the year, coaches are bringing every player in and deciding whether or not they're going to re-up your scholarship and bring you back.
Mm-hmm.
We got a friend of ours that played at Georgia. He talks about it all the time. He's like, hey, man, they decide every year on you. It's a year-to-year thing already. So
it's a year-to-year basis, man.
It's already a year-to-year thing. So if you want to do that and you want to lock it, I've always been, I'm going to be that guy that's on the side of the players when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I am too. But it's got to be some rules and regulations.
Yeah, and like I say,
what you think about that.
Hey, just the same thing as a human being. If you eat too much, your ass gonna get fat, right?
That part.
You gotta have some rules and regulations about your
I've
eating.
been trying.
So you gonna have to eat some carrots and peas for as long. Boy, you crazy as hell.
I love it. But all these years, though, that we've watched the NCAA and the schools have gotten rich off of this stuff. The coaches have gotten rich off of this stuff. And the players have been the ones that they kind of, I mean, you know, that was, hey, look, Nick Saban could stack guys 3-4 deep.
Yes.
You know, before all this stuff came around. And now you have a situation where these players, they do have some leverage now, and they should have some leverage.
Yes.
Now, if you want to keep a guy around for 3-4 years, then you should pony up.
Man, I'm telling you right now.
It's gonna
I'm gonna tell you a school to watch, and I talked about them earlier, and they got money. That's USM. Y'all watch. SMU. You watch SMU. Look at what they're doing, bro. Look what they're doing. They
got big money
now. What they got banned for is legal now.
Right.
They coming.
Look, and the thing is like Zolfix says, I think restrictions should be placed on NIL, not the players. Well, the problem is that NIL isn't being used correctly anyway.
Right.
That's the problem.
That's
what Dion is saying.
No guarantee coming out of high school because your name, image, and likeness has not guaranteed you any value by producing on the college football field yet. Correct. Jeremiah Smith has produced as a true freshman. Ryan Williams, all of these guys have been at the college level and they've met obligations to a certain degree. Bryce Young and Will Anderson, somebody that I witnessed personally use NIL like it was supposed to be used. I mean, literally Bryce Young made his name.
Sure. Well, and think about, but you know that Bryce Young had a $1 million contract before. I mean, Saban
before he even got to Bama. Yeah.
Right. But if you're able to build off of what you've done in high school to have some leverage there, and you're going to Oklahoma, you're going to Alabama, and you're a 5-star guy, then you're going to have some value there. Look at Arch Manning. He hadn't played.
You're never going to get a top recruit.
College sports fans, Sooner fans, Hall of Fame college football, and fanatics. Again, team up. Hey, we love teaming up with the largest college and professional team store with over 500 college teams. Whoever you root for, make sure you get their apparel at the best prices. HOFmedia.us/fanatics. It's our officially licensed team apparel store with our partners, Fanatics, the largest team apparel retailer in the world. Whether it's hoodies, t-shirts, caps, skull caps to keep the cold off your ears, You'll get today's best deal when you shop hofmedia.us/fanatics. Again, that's hofmedia.us/fanatics. Today's best deal on the hottest new gear. Check out our partner store today.
If you look at it like that.
I
So
agree with
do
what
we
you're
do
coming
a
out of high
salary
school.
base? Do we do like tier, like Coach Saban was saying, and I forget the other gentleman's name. They had this
NIL
tier chart.
NIL shouldn't be touched. Here's what I'll tell you: you can't touch the NIL. That you can't, because what it is. The problem with this is that the collectives has been the problem, right?
That's the problem, exactly.
If you've got businesses out there that say Marcus Dupree is great for our company and we want to pay him to endorse our products, then that makes plenty of sense. But if you got a collective out there that's saying, okay, yeah, we're going to give X amount of money to every kid, blah 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 blah, then yeah, that's not what NIL is supposed to be. It's supposed to be about what you're doing.
What?
It's
exactly
a quick situation, right?
Right.
But I was going back to what Coach said. It's like you shouldn't pay a kid out of high school. That's what I was referring to. I mean, I just don't know how that's even feasible in today's landscape. I mean, shit, On3 got an NIL evaluator. You know what I mean? People.
I think that that evaluator is some
don't
bullshit.
Get me wrong. Yeah, it is. But don't get me wrong. In my head too, I felt like that's how NIL should be ran. But guess what? Nobody cares what I think. Because in my head, I'm like, damn, you willing to give my son this much money to come play football? He ain't even stepped on the field yet. He ain't even done nothing.
Exactly.
But shit, they was trying to give it to him. So who are these kids to like give me all you got? Give it to me.
That's the part I don't like, bro. I mean, kids ain't they ain't proved themselves yet. Now you get a kid like you just said that comes in as a freshman, he becomes a star. And he's supposed to get a royalty check. Every time you sell his jersey, he's supposed to get a royalty check. Anything he sells, supposed to get a royalty check. I think everybody else that's not playing or playing should get straight across the board $3,000 or $4,000 a month, and it'd be cool. That'll sell all this.
Well, and that's what's coming with revenue share, which was
that's coming.
The next thing that had to happen, right? You had to have revenue share, because until you have that, then it's never going to be fair stuff, right? The rev share part, I'm glad that that's coming, but don't get it twisted.
It's already there, bro. It's called cost of attendance. My grandson gets it from Jackson State right now.
All the kids at OU getting cost of attendance,
Well, but there's different. Now for the revenue share that's going to be coming for all the big schools that are going, because of the college football playoff, there's now, like, they've started it at $20 million a year per.
I heard about that.
That starts next year. That's a whole different part than NIL. It's $20 million, and that's everybody, right? Now,
that's a lot of money.
It's one thing for Oklahoma and Alabama to hit that $20 million to pay those guys, but for somebody like Kansas State, it's going to be a little different, because they make about $100 million a year, and their revenue is $100 million. They pay out 90. So where are they going to find the other 10? So they got to have somebody that's going to pick up the other part just for the rev share. That doesn't include the NIL. So where the rich are going to continue to get richer and the poor are going to get poorer is because these programs like Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Georgia, all these guys, they're not just dependent upon what they get from the college football playoff and the XYZ, right? Notre Dame doesn't need your money. You know what I'm saying? It's not that kind of money. So it's these programs are going to continue to be able to pay the better players. Are they not? I mean, I think that's where it's going to be. But I agree that there has to be some guardrails somewhere. The only thing I would say is you're never going to get it on NIL, because you can't. They made it clear. The courts have made it clear that you can't touch it.
And that's what.
They hammer time that, bro. That's for sure. They hammer time that you can't touch the NIL, man. And I'm gonna say this right here.
You can't touch it.
Yeah, that's right, baby. You can't touch it, man. So my thing of it is, bro, is I think the 45 team league is coming right here in this chair that I'm sitting in. Me and Coach Venable talked about that. Yeah. That's coming. That's that is coming. It might be 2 years down the line, it might be 3 years down the line, but you're going to have a different conference that's going to have about 40 teams in it. And some of these teams that think they're going to be in it, not going to be in it because they're not going to have enough money coming in to be in it, like a Mississippi State. You understand what I'm saying? So this is a new era for everybody. It's a harder era to coach in than it was 5 years ago. That's why I say, everybody say 3 years. I say give a coach. If he's right there on the edge, that's why I say give him 5. Because this era is an ever-changing era every year. Every year you got a new rule that comes in, then something happens. And it's hard to coach in. And I think, that's why Nick got out of it. He was like, I'm too old for this. I don't want everything. I'm going to win. This game is a young man's game, and I'm going to let y'all have this. I think that's the reason why he got out.
You know what the word is that's causing everybody to feel like every small detail needs to be exemplified or made in a bigger light? This word called analytics. Everybody wants to be with the analytics for whatever it is, whether it's on the field, off the field, in the business, outside of the business. Everything is analytics. And the more you could bring to the table that sounds like it's important, and a lot of people can start saying it, all of a sudden money needs to be thrown towards it. And that's what's happening to college football right now. All of a sudden it's analytics. It's the optics for each level of college football. And it's taking a lot of attention about what's the most important, what we enjoy the most, what happens on the field. So we're starting to see, like you said, guardrails being in place. That's going to help college football. But that super conference thing, man, like junior NFL, that's what it's
going to be the junior NFL. You're absolutely right. What you think about that? What you think about that, Marcus? What you think about a super duper conference with 40 teams? And they have their own championship, and then the rest of the college football world.
It's getting that way now in the SEC. It's already happening.
You're saying the Big Ten and the SEC
they've basically split away at this point, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They've got the most money.
I'm with you guys. It's eventually going to happen.
Yeah.
Ain't no doubt.
You got schools that and you got schools that want to be on the right side of everything and play. We can't do anything, but man, this day in college football, you got to walk as close to that fine line as you can. That's the only way you're gonna win, bro. And it is what it is. I'm not saying you dip over the line, but you better be as close to that line,
right,
as you possibly can. That's how you're gonna win. You got the Dabo. Well, we're gonna be squeaky clean and we're gonna stay there. Man, you're not gonna win.
You're gonna be sitting at home, Dabo.
You're not gonna win no championship like that. That's high school football. That's everywhere.
What do you? Yeah,
I want that kid. That I'm a Pee-wee. Just saying, I'm a Pee-wee football coach, and the weight limit is 100 pounds. I want that 105-pound kid, and I want to get him down to 100-pound booty butt naked on the scale when we weigh in, and then after we weigh in, I'm feeding them cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on the line, bro. I'm gonna walk the line. I'm gonna do it the right way, but I'm still gonna walk that line.
You gotta find.
You understand what I'm saying, Coach?
You know what I mean? You gotta finesse the system.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Finesse the system, bro. Yeah. And I think even at OU, I love BV, but we gonna have to make sure we just as mean, just as nasty, just as tough when it comes to recruiting and everything that we do, because our brothers next to us, they're gonna do it. Texas is gonna do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
everything possible. Everything possible. Trust me, I know.
That was a concern with the Alabama fan base. One of my concerns when we hired Kalen DeBoer. Could he get down here and get nitty and gritty enough in the South, not just in the SEC, but in the South, in the state of Alabama? I talk to a lot of high school coaches. I know what gatekeeping looks like on the high school recruiting level. Like if a coach say you ain't cool in this region, like it's gonna be hard for you to get in that school and talk to these coaches and really connect with these kids because these coaches really ain't feeling you. So you got to be able to get down
Alabama
here. Alabama
got a secret weapon.
Oh, Courtney Morgan. He done came here and believe me.
That's the guy. That is the guy. That is my guy.
In the state of Alabama, the state of Florida right now. Georgia,
every school gotta have a Courtney though, bro.
He's national wide, bro. He's nationwide.
The general manager. I think you were talking about this, Marcus. The general manager position is about to become a new commodity in college football.
Yes.
We got one in Oklahoma too. We got one in Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, no doubt. You can have a whole staff like an NFL, pro personnel, the rest. You got the scouts. You're gonna have the whole 9 yards, just like the NFL. You got to now.
Yeah.
Think I ain't been doing my homework because that's what I love.
Hey,
recruiting and analyzing, scouting talent. That's down my
alley. Well, bro, we're gonna have to hook up for sure. For sure, bro.
What them boys say now? What the celebration they doing? Call me
on, dog. I got you.
Yes,
I got you, man.
Sir.
Yes, sir. But it's a different. And I got some Oklahoma guys on here. Yeah. Where do you guys feel like we might be lacking in some of this? I'm gonna start down.
We got to take off the white gloves. You got to go to battle. You can't go in there like Marcus used to say. Marcus Curley used to say, Marcus, you can't go. You can't win the Kentucky Derby riding a jackass. You got to fucking come out like everybody else.
Curly, yeah, you're right. You're right about that. You gotta be willing to get down and dirty. Now, and then, but you got to come out clean. You got to come out clean. You got to be willing to get down and dirty, but you got to come out clean.
Marcus, the best in the game. The best in the game is Barry Switzer. They need to go talk to Coach Switzer. He's the best in the game.
Hey, yeah, I heard. We done had conversations about that.
Please, speak on that, Mr. Dupree. Please.
Don't go too far.
Coach Switzer used to go and just and kidnap kids and wait till signing day, and then he let them go. Go put them in a hotel and wait. I mean, just different stuff, man. You got to be creative.
Oh
man, it worked. It was Barry Switzer. He was a pioneer, man.
They call him the king for a reason.
Exactly. Let's go sit down with him at Coach Cabana and talk about it. He'll tell you A, B, C, D what to do. He's the best at it. He's the bootlegger's boy for he ain't the bootlegger's boy for nothing.
Hey, look, I'm telling you right now, man. That's a part of where we are right now, man. When it comes to different stuff like that, that's where we are right now. And guys like Barry Switzer, man, if he was in his youth and could come back and coach right now, I guarantee you, he'd be walking through there knocking folks out. Hey, look, you ain't gonna get him. We want him. We're gonna do this right here, and everybody has a style. BV has his style, but I do think, guys, you're gonna see a change in BV a little bit.
As an Alabama fan, outside looking in, as an Alabama fan, and I told this to Jason before the season. I said, give Brett 2 years, man, before y'all really start putting pressure on him. Give him 2 years.
2 years in the
SEC? Not just 2 years at Oklahoma, but 2 years in the SEC. Yeah. Next year, watch how much progression happens with this team, but not just on the field. I'm talking about like their mentality, like what the persona of, and watch the fan base is probably going to have more of a problem with the change. The ones that don't understand the change that needs to happen, the fan base will have more of a problem at how they need to be viewed more so than the players and the organization. I believe Brett Venable has a great idea of what needs to happen with this program, which is why you see the aggressive nature in the way he's making the changes with his staff. It's going to happen. He has the backing.
Did we hire Dan Mullen yet?
Not yet. Not yet.
Man, dude.
I was hearing Joe Brady here expressing some interest down there in Norman. That's what I heard.
No,
That's what I heard.
I
Man.
don't see Joe Brady.
That's what I heard.
We need Dan Mullen. We need Dan Mullen.
I think Coach Rick said make Barry Switzer the GM.
I promise you. I promise you.
Imagine him and Courtney Morgan going at it for a recruit, man.
Man, that's crazy. But I can say this right here, man. You talking about GMs. That's going to be, man. That's right now. That's college football. If you don't have one, you're not serious about winning. You're not serious about your program.
Bro, let me tell you this, Mark, not to cut you off, but because I got to go here in a minute. But just think about when Coach Switzer's era. We had guys from Compton. We had guys from Watts. We had guys from Orange County, South Beach. We had guys from the worst part of Miami. We had guys in the worst part of Chicago. And he made it work. He went and got them. Now, how he got them? That's the question you're going to have to ask him.
Well, man, we definitely appreciate you coming on, cuz.
No doubt.
We need to, me and Passion, we got to talk to you, man. About next weekend. You going down, right?
Do Jackson State play the SWAC?
Jackson State play. I think they play
Alcorn
in Jackson.
Weekend, then they play
Alcorn down they play Alcorn at Alcorn.
Yeah, and then they play for the SWAC championship
in Jackson.
Yeah. So I may have to stay for that, you know.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm talking about, are you going to the Jackson State Alcorn game?
Oh, I'm trying to think about that one, man. Last time I was there when I was a little boy, and my grandma was taking my mom to school. I said, man, Grandma, where is we going?
Dude, it don't look like that no more. I can promise you that, man. But I'm not gonna be able to make the Alabama game. We're gonna be here. We're going down to Baton Rouge. But I thought about going. Passion was gonna see was you gonna go because she wanted to kind of support Janelle, and so we'll talk about that, man. I know you got to go, but I appreciate you coming on.
Hey,
man.
Guys, y'all call me anytime. Just Marcus got my number. Just hit me up. I'll be around.
Hey, man, I'll hit you up on that for sure. And thank you so much for joining us, man. No doubt.
And Marcus, don't forget to tell him about the 24/7 deal we're doing in Tulsa.
Oh yeah. We're gonna talk about that a little bit, man.
Let's have you guys come on and talk about that before you do that. You know, we'll have you come on, and you can actually, we'll just have you come on and promote it for yourself. That'd be good.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, guys, y'all be easy.
Nice
Boomer
coming in.
Sooner.
Rolls high.
All right, man. Hey, man,
that's crazy.
That is freaking cool,
Marcus
right there,
Dupree.
Man. Marcus Dupree.
That's what you doing over here, Jason. That's how you acting up. That's how you stomping, bro.
Hey, look, I working on here, bro.
Look, you know, because everybody was tripping when I had George T, but you got Marcus Dupree, bro. Like that's George T goated now, but Marcus Dupree is when, like, my dad is in the chat. He down at Senador Hines Sr. You see him. You see his comment. Yes, I'm telling you, man. And that's a diehard Bama fan right there. Diehard Bama fan. It's in my blood because of him. So when I like I said, I when you put the name in the chat, when you texted to me, I was like, I go and I look up the name. I'm like, that's him. Like, hold up. I'm sitting in the back. I'm in the back room.
We gotta give the love to Marcus Dent here because that's his guy, man. This is all because of Marcus here, which we very much appreciate you doing that for us.
That's my dude, man. I've been following Marcus for a minute too, like from afar. When I seen the interaction between you and Carl Reed, man, and I think it was either on Twitter or on another podcast or something. It was like a conversation. Y'all were talking about